It's a surprise stream. And it's a surprise to me as well. Because I didn't think I would have time. But I have had one of those, you know, the good headache, when you have access to your brain cell and it gives you a new perspective. So I thought maybe the way to build a very cool, huge tiny man is not actually to start with a tiny man. It's to start with the setup. So I have 4 blueprints and a brainstorm, which I found reasonably early. We have a hack, now 2 hacks because I got a negative hack as well. And then just the usual like random nonsense in here. A half man, campfire, a splash, a bull, which might be relevant. And I'm also juggling a hiker because tiny man and hiker, cool combo. Not particularly good, I guess, but... So I've been using the hiker a bit, I've been throwing him out, getting him back in, trading him for cash. Or trading him for a showman, or whatever else. And now I just need to find where I am in this, because I have no idea. Ante 18 apparently. Where we got to. Which is here, and we should have, I think there's something useful in here. Like a mime. Cool. Do we dig for him? Do I have enough cash to dig, or is this just mad? I have a negative DNA as well, which I need to remember, because that is one of the things what I never remember to use. We also have a showman, which is amazing, because he's the main dude that I just toss out the window immediately. Even though he is critical to the plan. I'm also hoping for an ectoplasm soon. Because I want to have even more madness in here. An extra blueprint, so... Do I have 2 showman now? Egg, a bull. Okay, so we have the tiny man. He's pretty big. Hiker, a brainstorm. An egg, sure, if it's negative it can stay. A showman. But not a negative. I thought I landed a negative showman as well. But I guess that would have been too cool. But we have a hack and a negative hack, which we don't need. So this is actually an easy fix and cool. We don't have to do anything crazy. And we have a hiker and a showman as potential sacrifices. We might need something for score at some point, because things are going to get spicy from here on out. We need to... I mean, 6 retriggers is pretty good. We could go up to 8 with the dudes we have left over, and that's before we have anything else, like an ectoplasm or whatever the voucher is called, would be quite cool. I also really want a burglar in here, because this is one of those play a million hands, and I don't have enough cards really to play a million hands. But I would like to. At some point, maybe. I'm just gonna take it a bit slow today, because I don't want to mess this up. It's so easy to ruin something like this. Do I have a... 1? I mean, it would be nice if we could get this on showman. Perfect. And I have, I guess it's that and 120 something planets, right? So we need the planets, of course. Mime, actually going to be useful. A very cool egg. Okay, do we care about anything else here is the question. Because you could always gamble on like invisible dudes and whatever and see what happens. Usually interesting. Is actually another blueprint in here. But do I want to waste on... Because I've kind of stopped making cash at this point, which is the way it usually goes. Once you commit to the planets, there's no looking back. It's all in on this. Except like the hack. So I think I can play anything that's not a flush 5 is fine. Unless I'm completely wrong, which is often the case. That was the flush 5, of course. Good start. Let's just go back in time and do what I actually thought I was doing. Okay, we get the mime. Mime, very cool. Perkio, very useful. I'm gonna spend a bit more cash, I guess. The good news again with the showman is that we can... Like, do we care about the hiker? It's fun to have him, but we could gamble on something just extra dumb. Okay, so as I was saying, anything that is not a flush 5 is fine. So that means 4 cards through the hack. 18.6, and he's up to 18.8. Like it's not massive, but oh yeah, I'm gonna have to just stick the DNA here so I can see it, because it's... No, I can't see the small man. Why is this so complicated? DNA? Here. Cool. Because if I want all the cards for a burglar at some point, we kinda need to use that. And if I'm forgetting it every round, like it's just bad. Now we can actually play 5 because it's not a flush 5, so we're fine. And we have done everything we can for the small man. I'm gonna just throw glass cards in hoping that I basically don't have to blow them all up now. 50 E's. That's a couple of E's. I don't think it's enough E's though, because I have literally nothing other than planets. That's my entire career, hanging on a couple of planets. Don't think that's a very smart move, but here we are. So I would like to strengthen, because this is a polychrome, which I have not found anything else. So the dream is, I guess, boosting this into a 2, making it glass, and also making it have a red seal, which is ambitious, borderline impossible. Do I need more? Like, still have, like, it's worth to have the death cards, right? They're going to be useful. We could also find something, like, I could get super lucky in the shop and find a cool cards what already has the improvements on them. A golden ticket, like... I think because cash is a problem, so surely this is an actual smart choice. Now I can't see the DNA again. We have a burglar in 18, that's good to know. Because we could just go in and play many hands, but then I have to throw out the ticket. This is always such a problem. But maybe we do that, because the goal is still the golden... Not the golden, the tiny man. So, burglar, get in here. One more thing to juggle that I will not remember. And I actually want the strength more than I want the other one now. An egg. We could replace my terrible egg with a new fresh egg. But that's also not really in the spirit of things. Like, the best part about having a negative egg is that now we can just drag an egg around forever. And we can get a big egg as well at some point, maybe. Like, wow, a disco boot. So, if I'm not going to have a cash money thing... How many hands do we have actually? It's like gonna be a lot of hands. 26 hands and I have 45 cards. That's a problem. Where's the DNA? Here. So it kind of has to be this, right? 240, 260 gets better. Bam, many more cards. And then we just play everything into the hack. And we grow you by, again, 20k, 300-ish. As long as I play force, it's good. We'll have to just do this anyway at some point. It would be nice to have some cards that are not glass as well. But then we need to find something too. Because it's very unnecessary to get rid of the seal of that thing. But I don't know if I have a heart thing. Just the whole plan making them all hearts is if we need like an idol or a bloodstone at some point for score. Okay, this is what we want you for. Become a king. Become an ace. Okay, this is the way to build a small man though. That's the good news. We now have a burglar. We're doing the thing that we were supposed to do. And I have a couple of cards left. And the good news also with the DNA is that I don't actually have to just buy literally every card in existence and then have a million death cards and transform them. No, we can just... can just use the DNA and copy what we have. Sadly, I don't have like the optimal card. But we can do this, play one more. Then we get the cool flush 5. And with 134 planets, we have hopefully more than 50 E's. 77, nice. There is a chance. They're going to be hard. Do everything right. Do we want a new showman? I think I like my disco showman. And we still have you. And the burglar are the only two without an effect. Right, cool. A disco king. Let's just stick that in here on the very, very low chance. It's another way of gambling. Yeah, there are more blueprints. So realistically now, what do we need the showman for? I'm just gonna do this. It's probably crazy. And then if we ever need another showman, we have to magically find him below an infinite pile of cards. And I have committed to having no way of making cash now. Which is a problem. It's going to be a problem, like 100%. But we can't do everything. That's like that's where this always goes wrong. Where I try to juggle 85 million things at once. So I'm just gonna give up the cash thing, and we will have to just be strategic and re-roll only the few things that we need. Remember the DNA. I need to have like a reminder on a board. Do we want more of this? We're not gonna get more glass cards. And then where's the ghost hack? It's here. 1, 2, 3, 4, bam. So I have some kind of graphical glitch with whatever the mod is called. That makes the scoring... oh, it's the eye, right. But then I can play a 3, a 2, and a 1, and then we're done. Which is at least something. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do have these dudes with seals, that's nice. Very good to know. Less ease. A disco Midas, he's supposed to be gold, nothing else. Okay, we have a cool voucher coming up, hopefully soon. Because I need that space. We could fit in a golden... like, they're not that rare. And we still have enough gold cards, and we can make more gold cards, which is nice. So there is still hope for the cash. It's also like the random chance that I find something cool and negative. Seems very unlikely at this point. But I really like not having to just buy random cards and pray for... Okay, but the procedure is now always the same. Perkio, then Burglar, then DNA, then Hack. Again, I don't have what I need, but... The glass cards are going to explode, like that's guaranteed. This could be interesting with Canio as well. Or Kanye, I don't know. Is he a rapper? Or is he a legendary glass face-breaking boy? We also have not selected the... Because he is the tiny man. It's like some of these weirdos or his like uncles. Generally Perkio is pretty good because who wouldn't want a legendary uncle? Or you could be an egg. The Burglar is a bad one. Hiker was good. He seems like the nice helpful guy, but I threw him away because it was too many things to juggle. I mean, I have so many hands with these blueprints as well, and I can't use most of them. But we are building a big boy. And breaking a lot of cards. But we've already drawn literally everything we have. I have 8. I have 9. So we can play a 4 and a 5. No. 1, 2. And also the last 5. Yes. Do the math. With the brain, preferably. And we don't have to move anything because I don't have anything else. And we just bam. Many E's. Enough E's. It's really all you need. Like, if we can skate by exactly, like literally 1 point above what we need the whole way, that would be fantastic. Because then it's just nice and simple, and we don't have to think about perfecting the planet stack or whatever else. Strength, sadly not the right card. I did actually make a temperance. Cool. I also really need to get the mod that stacks these into just one pile, because it does become impossible to work with. Burglar. 29 hands, which is definitely the most I've ever had. So do we make more of this? Or do we make more of this? Like, just do this time. Like, have some gold cards. They can sit in the hand for later. Play 4 cards. Almost 30k on the tiny man. I guess I can do this as well. Bam. Okay, more cards. Let's just do this actually, because we don't need that one. There's no, I guess it's not as fun not seeing the scoring animation, but it's going to take... Actually, it's only the last one that takes 1,000 years. Because these ones are not multiplied through 157 planets. There's also one more temperance here. Like, they are very hard to keep track of. They just disappear in the pile of madness. Just a good, interesting kind of pile to have anyway. So we're going to have to really really use that DNA. I mean, it is negative, so I can keep it forever, which is fantastic. So we can build just like a stupidly large deck for the tiny man. That's also a good combo, maybe. If I play 4 cards, I have 5 cards left. Yes. Simple math brain can do. We don't have a... Do I have a shad in here? I don't think I do, so the order is not relevant. Cool. The dude is growing. Wheel. I don't want to risk the blueprint. I would like to have it on the burglar. But the burglar we can throw away if necessary, right? And I don't need to dig through packs, because even if we find purple seals, I have no more discards ever again. I mean, that really doesn't matter. But I really don't have a single boss reroll still. That is pretty bad. The DNA in. Still no... Fine, more glass cards. So it looks like the graphical glitch is not on the stream. Yes, it is. It's a flash every time I play a hand. Perfect. If that is too annoying, let me know. I only got the mod recently as well, so I guess there's a chance there's been an update. Would not surprise me. One day, we will be able to use all these hands. I decided to make it... Like, it would be nice to go to 30 hands just for a nice round number. But then we have to throw out the burglar, and he's the dude making the hands in the first place. We can't really work around that outside of negative shenanigans. But I don't know if there are that many more. Yeah, this can be 5 of a kind, because that's not the planet we have stacked. Cool. And we're almost out of cards. 8 cards. So 3 plus 5. And we're going into yet another Ante. There's also always the... Cool, we can find spectral packs. Not packs, cards in Arcana packs. That's fantastic. That might be the ectoplasm I need. Because looking through many seeds lately, it turns out that there are many seeds that really only have one or not even a single ectoplasm. And I'm not convinced that the spectral card guy can actually print them. I've never seen him print one, and I dragged him from like Ante 6 to 18, playing a 6 literally every round. Could still be just random chance, terrible luck, whatever you want to call it. Just flop Mercury into position. And there is also, I mean, there is still a case for just re-rolling for tarot cards, because with the vouchers and stuff, things will have been changed up. Maybe. We don't have to do this juggling every time, like... Alright, I don't have the showman now, so it's actually smarter to use this, because then I have the actual ability to find more, right? Good brain. Can stay on that pace. We might be onto something that we can use. Still not the gold thing with the seal, or a steel card with the seal, but again, glass cards. Maybe what we should commit to anyway. So it's 7 retriggers of the DNA. Do we print 8 cards? Or does it, what's the actual starting? Yeah, 1. And I think I had 60 1 cards going into the last round, and I had 63 in this. I really only gained 2 cards because they were glass cards that explode. So this is not gonna work. I guess I need to get the safe cards first. Then we can go all in on glass. Because now I'm just making a smaller deck by exploding a lot of glass cards. How big is the tiny man? Pretty big. Like, he's growing super fast now with all these hands, so the plan is working. I just want to get to a point where I can do a plan on stream as well, because so far, if I stream, things go horribly wrong instantly and nothing gets done. Still interesting, like, it's just not the big science. So now we play 4. Then we play, I guess, 1 to maximize the dude or whatever. And then we play the cool gold cards. 66. Yeah, so we also really need to have some glass cards at the end, because else the E's are going to be a problem. And that means I probably need something for score soon also, which we will have to look for. And it's going to have to be realistically an idol is better than the bloodstone, given that we can get just 1 card. Okay, cool. Now we can make steel cards, for example, which we can also keep in our hand at the end, so that's not a bad shout. Is there now also... There's a text on screen quickly, so... There is very clearly a problem. I don't think it's a big enough problem to care about. I'm guessing we could do like bosses with animations. It's also good to have just a few scoring animations for recording anyway, so that it's not just all instant. It's going to be less interesting to watch. So what am I making actual money from? It's not in the hands or in the fights. I don't know what you call them. Are we fighting poker battles? What are the blinds? Or is there just literally... I can bully him. Nice. I'm winning. Am I fighting just literally an actual big blind that is huge enough? It's 44 E's big, and I have to punch him. Don't fancy my chances. It's a pretty big boy. So here, no, it's... We don't need the steel cards now, but later I could make sure I save some steel cards for the end. Because now I still play them all just for the sake of the tiny man, who's now 47k, so he's up by like 8 in one round. And I still am making less cards. Champions, very nice. More planets. More burglar. And I have now learned that this does not matter if you have a burglar. 25 hands is actually something we can maybe work with. And DNA, you need to make... Just make gold cards like... We have to make things that don't explode first. It's the only way to make sure the deck grows. And alright, we said animations. I just want to see if the glitch disappears as well. Like it's... That's the wrong thing. Mods. Bam. Okay. Play 4 cards. There's still a glitch. Do I have to restart my game? This is a speed up. So is this going to be... It says something about calculating. Well, that's odd anyway. Let's just do a restart after the boss. And then I guess we might as well go back to the... Why am I clicking the wrong thing? Click the actual mod first. Yep. But my margin is only like 20 E's. But now we used save glass cards for the last hands and 20 steel cards as we can, I guess. Because if I can't play all the hands anyway, I can play like some 3 of a kind or whatever in the end. Now we have 9 cards. And we could now realistically save them. Let's just see where that... If we play these 2. Then we play 5 glass cards with 2 steel cards. And we have 100 E's. Five glass cards. 100 E. Also many planets. I mean, the planets are really the thing that's actually cool here. Let me just do a restart, see if this helps. So how do I even know if a mod has an update? Do I just check manually whenever something seems to be wrong? Okay, cool. 21 moving up in the world. 4 more planets is actually going to be useful now. So what are we're looking for, like... There's a disco showman in here. But I need to figure out when and if I need to have something for score. Where are we? Okay, there's nothing useful that I can see. Okay, Parkio. We can at least sit on the cash. That would help. I'm thinking I should still reroll. Can I actually find dupes if I have this here still? And also, is there one here that's not negative? That would be a problem. Basically just checking for tarot cards, like that. And if there's something, like we draw a very cool card. There is a bloodstone in 21. But let's leave it at that. Don't think we need that. Where are we going? Burglar. Do your thing. Whose hands is he stealing? DNA makes sense, but I mean, DNA splicing a card is kind of insane. Let's make... show more steel cards. Bam. It does not help to restart, right? Gonna have to live with that. That's going to be annoying for... saying something about aborting or calculating, right? Let's do exactly one Google. There is setting actually. That's not what I wanted to do, but... someone said this might cause it to do things. Let's try that. No, it was not that. An actual real human. Welcome. We're doing small man science. I have a problem with talisman though, so there's a flash on the screen every hand I play. Don't know if it's just an update problem or not, but restarting or googling has not helped. That my only ace it is. We make you a cool too. Small man science, yes. And the science is we can build a pretty cool big small man if we have many blueprints, a hack, a negative DNA, a burglar for many hands, more hands than I can play, negative Perkio because why not, and then just a load of random nonsense and an egg for moral support. I don't really know what we have the egg for, but it's in here. But I have this pop up now every hand I play, and it's going to be annoying to watch, probably. And it's definitely talisman. Although it stays even if I restart the game or disable things in the options. And so far, DNA cannot keep up at the rate at which I destroy cards. So we don't need... might as well just play all of them. Like we don't need steel cards for now. We have a few planets to handle the score. And we have at least a couple of east. That's way less east than what I had before. You... So that's always the question, like, are we scaling fast enough? Maybe. 197 planets, I think. But it took like 500 last time, so... we need to print more, we need to print them faster. I also really need to find... like, I need to make this a glass disco card with a seal. That would be nice. I also need exactly one sun thing to turn you into something useful. Or we just delete it, I guess, with the hangman. Because we have the problem now where we're hiding a fool in all the planets. But if I need an idol or something like that for score, I still have a couple of cards that are not the one card that we have committed to. So there will be a problem. Could also just turn that into something like... I have other things with seals. Do I have a... I do have a gold card with red steel. Cool. We're probably fine. If I draw exactly that. Burglar, get in here. Do your thing. 29 hands is more than I have ever had. And also this many reactivates for the DNA is the most that I've had as well. We just go fill the hand with garbage. Flip in the ghost hack. And then blow up some glass cards and don't make a bigger deck. It's basically impossible for now. You I want to keep. So I'm still thinking that card has potential to be my main card, whatever you want to call it. Because we now have the magical powers to find spectral cards in Arcana packs. So there's a slim chance that we draw exactly that card when we're in a pack. Very unlikely. But I don't know what else I'm gonna gamble on. It would also be amazing to go into a hand with this and that, I guess. That's the one I'm going to change. If I can draw something else. And we get the idol on this and we're just dead. Because that is 100% how this ends. If we have cards that are not the same. At least we can play through the entire deck every time, like 61k on the small man. There is exactly one science happening. Also, I guess I should save. We should not need the score still, but should still save a couple of steel and glass cards. Just in case. Like build the habit now so I don't forget, like those are a couple of steel cards. But also glass cards for score, which I now don't have apparently. So we could just do this. Like the small man, is he going to suffer if I play 4 less cards? Maybe he is actually. We play... Oh, we save you. And we can... Yeah, he needs to eat all the cards. Like, we have a very elaborate force-feeding system where we have all these 2s that we play, that we print with the DNA. And then we have the hack with, is it 6 blueprints and a brainstorm? So 7 retriggers. Just every 2 is shoved through this man 7 times. How that logistics works, I don't really care to know. But that's what's going on. Oh, we have red seals, it's 2 more times as well. A square man. I mean, he is just worse. I debated having him in here just for the sake of having another card. Well, ship scaling thing, because it would be fun. Same with the hiker. But it's too complicated. It's too much stuff. So we now only have this. So like a sun thing would still help. Disco Showman. So the problem is that if we don't get him back in, we cannot find any more blueprints. And I'm assuming I will be able to find a spot or 2 with an ectoplasm or whatever else. The voucher. Cool. All diamonds are debuffed. Still don't have the reroll. Have this up front or I will forget it. DNA is the most common thing I forget, like literally every time. Now we can make more gold cards. Bam. What is he, 63k? He's growing quite fast. Like we're doing the gene manipulating and everything else. A negative golden ticket now would have been amazing as well, because I can't do everything, so I gave up on the cash generation, which means that we will run into a wall at some point where I need to re-roll 48 million times and I don't have any money. $65. We have saved the glass cards, right? So 77 cards. What do we have? 29 hands. So a lot of hands. No man should have that many hands. So the average is slightly less than 2. 29 is a bit much. Cool, we have a disco card as well. One single card. Because the aura cards are so unreliable, I basically always get the foil and then we're stuck with that. So I have... Some of them have like 250 extra ships because I did have a hiker. I had a hiker twice even, I think. But eventually had to just ditch him for more blueprints, which is more good. How slow is this now? And I keep the graphic glitch even if I disable that. Which is a bit annoying as well. More blueprints is more food as well, yes. And thank you, new viewer. I need all the luck I can get. There's so many things that can go wrong. But the blueprints are... Like, what are they exactly? It's a Joker cosplaying as another Joker. So we have... I mean, 24 hands with this speed would take... It would take like another 3 weeks to go to Ante 39 with this. Because we're going to get more planets and more cards. But I guess we are buying more time for the tiny man to eat if we play slower hands. Do we have any interesting tags? Not really, but we now also have 59 E's, so I really need to start considering an idol. Or just play the glass cards and keep some steel cards. There are many things we should not speak about. This is also slow. Just print the planets. Print the hands. Oh, the DNA flashing is actually helpful because it's the one thing I always forget. The game is not happy about. Oh yeah, we still get the upgrades. And the steel stuff, right. And then we just move the hack. And we press some buttons, play some cards, see some glitches. I'm not gonna say it, but I mean, what are the chances that I land it on 69 at the end as well? That's impossible when he's gaining 8 ships per, right. That's too complicated math. Right. Is it because we're forcing it to calculate faster or because we're doing stupid things? The game never expected tiny man science. But here we are. Like, I'm more concerned if it's just annoying to watch with. It's saying either calculating or aborting every time, so something is going wrong. But the dude is growing quickly. We play. Better to just play the gold card, save the rest. I need to test the hand also with just like 5 glass cards and 5 steel in hand, preferably. If we can land exactly that at the end of the deck. Now he's becoming a monster. He's still like the smallest card of them all, but he is stacked like 72,000 whatever we fed him. Are we giving him steroids, or is it just like meatballs? Every time a 2 is played, I eat 8 meatballs. That's how you get a real big boy. We're going to have to scoop it up, everything in the entire universe. All the shops will go bankrupt. I'm actually making no money whatsoever, so... Okay, how about we now try this with some steel things? Can we get Tiny Man branded whey protein stuff? So what was that? That's only 86E. It's not very good. Perkeo needs to work harder, like the planets are not enough. What do I need in the shop? I don't think a hiker will save me. Oh yeah, and I don't think I can get dupe planets either. And this also is kind of irrelevant. We can make more glass cards, I guess. We are going to need them. And DNA. 90 cards. So for the science we're trying to do, the deck is still not anywhere near big enough. We need like 150 cards for this burglar and for the gluttonous tiny man with a nice even number. A clown hat sounds nice. It takes like a clown scientist to go all the way in for that. That's impressive actually. I haven't even looked up exactly what it means, but that's doing literally everything in the game, I guess. Unlocking everything, beating everything. I have still not seen a single gold stake for reference. And at this rate I don't think I will, because Tiny Man Science and whatever else the next distraction is. So how big can he go? Because we're scaling as well. We're making a bigger deck. We have many hands. Save a glass card. Surely he can be massive. It's a decent mix of cards now. Still only the one disco card, which is a bit sad. That seems insane. There's a lot of things to do. And now do 4 glass cards. That should be a bigger E. The game was not happy. 112 E's. Okay, so there is some margin. How do we make more E's? Because still the only way to make this go harder, I guess, is more blueprints on Perkeo for more planets or an idol. We have an idol. Do I need an idol? Definitely not yet. And there's going to be a couple of Antes before we hit 100 East. I'm gonna bank on... Okay, this is perfect. I'm gonna bank on that we don't need an idol for a while and that we can still find one at some point. But this also, I still have 10 hand size without this boss, so there's potential for a couple of ectoplasms. Would be nice. Room for more dudes. And then we still get the endless struggle of the showman. Make room for more dudes. Somehow find a showman, dig him up, bribe him. Show him our impressive tiny boy. And get him in here for like 5 seconds and then sacrifice him for a blueprint. Or a golden ticket if I want cash. The game is just not having a good time. That is the price we pay for science. But I don't think I've had this before. And it can get a lot worse as well. But still the main problem is the showman, because I throw him out for a blueprint and all I really want is more blueprints. So what do I get rid of to fit in the showman to get in another blueprint? Because if I sell a blueprint for showman and just trade it for a later blueprint, it's useless. So the only other option we have is the burglar, which is also... He's really what's making force-feeding this guy all the twos we can find possible. Like without the burglar, the scaling on this guy would be awful. We could play what, like 4 hands? And that's no way to make a big tiny man. I have also done unspeakable things to this Joker on the way here, which I don't know if you need to know or not. He has changed a bit, put it that way. And he's also seen many hikers and showmans sacrificed. I guess we keep the 2. They should be fine with those planets anyway, but... So just putting away the deck. More hand, more good. Now we have 30 hands that I cannot use. But it's a bigger number, so it's cool. Do I just literally go in like there's nothing I really need that I can imagine other than Arcana packs with spectral cards? 68 E's. I forgot the burglar. Do we roll back in time? Maybe we should. Because else we get a smaller tiny man. We're back here. That was... Where am I even? No, we didn't even go back because I had less hands, right? That's the problem. I see. Yeah, he can't go on a diet now. Like he started, he can't stop. this, and we're back. A little bit of cheating. What you need to do if you want to build a big boy. Have I gone back an entire Ante? Because that's not great. No, I have had some. Like, that's what I've been juggling. It's the ticket, it's the showman, and a hiker. Oh wait, DNA as well first. And we need to make the cards that will last. Which is not the glass cards. What do we have? We have... This is a brainstorm. This is an egg. A mail-in rebate. I can't discard, so it's useless. Crazy man. Sixth sense. A gluttonous joker. A bootstraps, which is actually doing something. A bull. A droll. Delayed gratification, also super useful. Mime, actually useful. A half man, a campfire, a splash, Perkio, burglar, DNA, hack, many blueprints. I'm guessing the number is just the amount of cells that the boy is made of. Is he a real boy when we get him to 100,000 cells? Or how many does an actual human have? Or whatever the average Balatro Joker has. We could also do something unspeakable and throw out a blueprint. And get a golden ticket in and print cash. Because we could print a lot of cash with this setup. $85. But I feel like we also need to have a plan for like what do we need the cash for other than some insane digging in the shop. Yeah, that's a good point. But I mean, I have had runs where I've spent somewhere between 4 and like 25k in one shop digging for something. Which you don't need to do, it's just if you want to find something really dumb. Only for we have the bull and the boots. Also the cool negative bull and the negative boot. Because I guess what I've done is at some point there's a negative tag. And I'm trying to just stack as many double tags as I can and land 2 useful jokers in the same sweep. Which is most of the time impossible. But it's a fun thing to just try to do. So I think we got the brainstorm and this guy in the same... But that also took me selling the original Tiny Man I had. He got to like 800 ships, then we deleted him. And we got the cool negative man in instead. That's the backstory. Or the origin story for his villain arc maybe is more appropriate. But he still looks happy. It's his cooler twin or brother or whatever. We also haven't picked like his uncles. Right now it's the brainstorm. But we've had him flanked by... I mean... That's a lookalike at least. It's a half man. I still can't find these. Right? So do I not have the voucher for that either? Where you just get the whatever card you play the most? 30 hands. More cards. Is more good. We have just had 2 Wii Jokers. Technically, but... Then I would have had to have a showman, which I did not have. I rarely have. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering as well, like the other half has to be out here somewhere. Or is it just... potentially, the reason he is a half man is because the tiny man ate the other half. And that's why he's so tiny. That's all the food he had in his... when he grew up. And now we have adopted him doing... crazy science. With a man too tiny to comprehend. From a 2-pixel wide boy to soon more pixels than my screen can handle. I'm also wondering if the game is going to explode today, because it explodes a lot. At least for me. I didn't even know it was possible to hit the infinity, whatever you call it, without crashing. Because the first couple of times it crashed every single time in the next hand. And I had to edit the save file. So hopefully it won't get that bad today. We are also very far from 308 E's. It's not like this guy is contributing that much. Like, even if he sits at 100,000 ships, what is that really adding compared to the multiplier here? It's some kind of number. It's probably a bad number. Oh yeah, because I'm only playing 4 cards at a time, I don't actually need to have that much of a bigger deck, turns out. Okay. It's not the end of the world, then. Just keep the 3, because we don't have that many glass things. But surely the planets should be... like, can we live off planets alone? Probably. But I don't know if I want to gamble, or if I want to get an idol in here soon. Go ectoplasm. We could also do very stupid things. It would be fantastic if the only survivor is the tiny man, but it's a 1 in 25. I mean, I am tempted. I'm always tempted by the madness. We have more of these now. We can just do another glass boy. Why not? Temperance, fine. This is also a gamble. Like, what, a 1 in 247 that we land another temperance? Or I guess a 2 if the pool is technically a temperance as well. Baron. I mean, there are all sorts of elaborate, super stupid, complicated things we could do. Like, we could bring in a couple of Steel Kings and slap a Baron in here because we have a mime. But then I would have to juggle this perfectly to have kings left by the end and nothing else. And we can't really abandon the 2s because they are the food for this guy. Looking pretty good. The game is not looking as good. Also welcome. But like I did the vampire Midas thing, and we fed the vampire many golden cards and he was still trash. This guy, I'm gonna say it, also still pretty useless in terms of the score he's adding. But he's much better than the vampire. He can go further, he can eat infinitely more upgrades. Or he isn't even eating the upgrades, because we get to keep them. Almost 100k. I'm going to also try to remember to actually look at the guy more than once every 4 hours, because else there are no updates. It's kind of hard to keep track. How much is he growing by 5? 4 cards is not that many, like 300 something. We're going to get to 100k at the very least. And we have what? We have 100k. I mean, the castle was also fairly large, and he is, by definition, a tiny man. But if the scale is only ships, though, like how big was the castle? 14k, so the tiny man is many times larger than the castle. So it's the other way around. The castle can fit, like 5 castles can fit into the tiny man. He could eat them all. That would be more effective as well. Like, imagine if I could feed him 14,000 ships in one go. He wouldn't have to play all these 30 hands every round. I'm also probably going to hit some kind of record for hands played if we're doing the next. Let's say we can make it to 39. So we have 16 Antes with 30 hands in each. It's a stupid amount of hands played. Again, what am I looking for? Cool cards, negatives, tarot cards that are useful. Really what I want is just spectral cards. Yeah, the vampire is bad, and he's also, like, because he has a drawback, like, he removes the upgrades. So surely he should be stronger to compensate for that. Instead it's the other way around, he's just strictly worse. We now have a problem. I have only heart cards and I don't have a reroll. Fantastic. So we can save scum this. I think I saw a Lucador or whatever. I'm kind of impressed that I don't have the voucher still. That seems unlikely, but I have basically everything else. I don't know if I've seen a voucher tag either. So the tiny man is either dead or we do some kind of big brain play to resurrect him and keep going. I mean, there is a Lucador in this Ante, so we can do it. It's not unreasonable. I will have to throw a blueprint though, which is sad. Or like enough tarot cards to make... I mean, yeah, you're correct actually. We only need 5. We really only need to make 5 cards for the flush 5. Let's try that. A funnier thing would be to now convert all 100 cards to diamonds, then run into the diamond boss. So we convert all 100 cards into spades, and we keep going like that. So where are we? So we can get you, because if we find something to make a different suit, the Fool is nice, so we can do 2 of that. I already don't remember what's in here. But let's just... Sun, that's the one we are. There we have. We could do... He could, yeah. I should not have thrown the Fool back. That's the opposite of what I wanted to do. It's going to take me like... Okay, so we can make this. This is also a more interesting solution than just getting a Lucador, because I don't have to sell a blueprint. I need the mod for this as well. This is so dumb. Because what I could do is just plop all these down, but it's like 200 cards deep. Like, is it just gone forever? Exists here with like... There's a pixel here somewhere. The Fool. Nice. I'm not a very precise instrument most of the time. I don't have idle, no. I've been considering idle. We have 6 blueprints, a brainstorm, and Perkeo and planets. That's it. and the hack. Okay, now we can actually beat the guy, right? Or do we make even more? Yeah, burglar is guaranteeing success here. We can also make 3 more, like... I don't really want to make more. We made 6, right? That's 1 more than we need. Yeah, I need to get that mod as well. Like, I'm slowly transitioning to more and more mods. Burglar. DNA. The game explode its brain a bit. We're back below 100k. We have gone back in time to save the tiny man from a fate worse than death. He would have to eat 107 debuffed cards and die in glorious poker combat versus whatever that boss is called that hates hearts. Okay, so I don't need to do this now, but I am going to just practice keeping the spades, because it's so easy to just throw them out on just reflex. But we have 30 hands and we're playing 4 cards, so actually 120 is as deep as we can go, right? So it's theoretically possible with the DNA that we make too many cards and we don't actually find the spades. But then we have a backup spade in this guy. Okay, we caught him at a nice time. Just gonna leave that up. The perfect man. Except the perfect man would be like 200k or 400k. Yeah, we need to go back to... But a sun card is easy to find. This is a trick I will never manage again. So he's grown by 8 chips per... We've played a couple of cards to get him there. Yeah, but 6, we could have 7 figures, so like we have E figures, like 100,000, it's a cool number, but in this universe where E's and infinity is like the... I mean, you shouldn't compare to that, because I guess that's still an insane thing to do, but what if we had like a 308 E tiny man? More E's than any man should ever have. Then he would definitely be the largest man in the universe. Okay, we have all the 6 backup cards. The entire strategy depends on those cards. I guess we keep this as well. Like have some margin. +5. Bam. 95E. Yeah, I still have a hand size of 10, so we can slap in some ectoplasms. Like, I don't think I've even used one. Moon? Do we commit to more suits? All the suits? I don't really need anything here, do I? More cards. So the trick now is that we're going to have to... The Head is the name of the dude. We will have to play through... Yeah, we don't need to use the DNA every hand, I guess. We just need to... The planets still count. That was 97E with a dead hand. So we can't build a larger tiny man with that, but we can still score. Right, it just ignores the... So we solved the problem we didn't have, just because I didn't try to play the hand. Great. I mean, that's exactly the kind of result we want. That's fine. Now, how do we find more blueprints? Because I also don't have a showman. I would have liked to have a negative showman just to... so I don't have to think about it, but... having a negative showman means we also give up one potential blueprint, so this is... it's the dumb way to do it, but it's... technically can go higher. We'll find more dudes. I mean, this is... possible. We are in the 100 East. I could skip one voucher. I don't think that's gonna matter either. Like, we actually landed another fool. Now what am I gonna do with the fools? Yep, I'm hoping for the ectoplasm. I guess I don't make more cards now. I should play 5 of a kind now as well. Slightly easier, but we should play on this guy. Because we could wait for... I still have my 1 disco card that I very much would like to slap a seal on. And make it glass, and then we have the perfect card. Yeah, that's a good shout. They actually have a use. Also make like $100 off the 2 fools. So I have had a golden ticket for a while, that's why I have cash. I think I blew like 4,000 or 5,000 trying to dig for a negative hiker just because it would be funny, but it was also borderline impossible. So I've had like a hiker in, a golden ticket in, and a showman in, but I've juggled them back and forth. So a little bit of golden ticket for cash, a little bit of hiker, which is why some of these have 260 ships. Another cool person in chat. Very nice. $107k. This is going to take a very long time. Even with the speed up stuff, like... I guess I could also, like, I have my speed up thing on top of that. That's actually worse, that's slower. Okay. My speed up button is now a slow down button, but we can now read the error if we want. Calculating. Right. Not the way that's supposed to work. That's supposed to go like 100 times speed or something like that. Instead it's slowing down enough that we can read the error. Or just the game needs a break from tiny man science. So this is the dream card, but it does not have a reactivation magic on it. So it's kind of useless. Yeah, we could also make more spades, because I guess what you're onto is that we could play 5 cards with the spade in, and we can technically fit over 30 hands, that's 30 more cards, right? It's actually relevant. But then we need 30 spades, or whatever else, like 30 some other kind of card. And we need to draw them exactly at least 1 per hand. There's always problems. We don't need 10 cards. Let's just play 3 maybe. I haven't checked exactly how many cards I need for the cool E stuff, but 2 steel cards. It's a nice backup. 102 E's. Also tactical spades. Disco 7, that's very much the wrong thing. We cannot feed the tiny man a 7. That's a number way beyond what he is capable of comprehending. Yeah, so if we can, we have a mime, even a negative mime, so we can also re-trigger him. Because we can't re-trigger these anyway, right? So just stick them on the mime at the end would be better than the hack. Because the hack playing the cards, if they are polychrome, the hack playing the cards will matter, else it will not. Why am I digging in the shop? It's probably nothing here, except fools. Get me my 30 hands. Just... Right, let's not make more cards. So this is the tactical tiny man feeding. One more card. Because if I play 5, the hand ends. Another fool in the back here. I need to get rid of the fools. They will only be a problem. So is there anything I can do to make the game have an easier time of calculating my hand other than having a less dumb hand? Can I clock my processor or something like that? That's also an insane thing to consider just for a game, but... Also, what a first world problem. My score is so cool that the game can't handle it. It will explode. As will the PC, maybe. $116. He's a fairly big boy. Not big enough, though. So we can just feed the game more RAM. But like the E's are catching up now. Well, soon. We have a showman, but I would have to throw the burglar. Okay, or a blueprint, there's nothing else. Yeah, I don't know, I haven't looked at any records. Any cool cards with a seal? Just gonna do this to get rid of the fools, because I don't want to have to dig them up every time. This could also be a problem. I mean, I guess it still doesn't matter for the planets. But there are two jokers that we will know where they are. The tiny man and the half man. I'm also gonna have to rebuild the entire hand. So we are now... He's flipped on the side. Is he dead? Or is this the half man? Oh, the half man is still probably pretending to be a full card. Right. But there is no way to know now how much we're feeding him. I don't think animations help still. I think it will keep the same thing. But we can try it. I still get the calculating flash. So this is the tiny man. Right. I found him. This is the hack. Just gamble on that. Maybe there's some blueprints here. He's card number 4. But without animations, I also can't see if I'm reactivating. That's too much work. Just slam in the cards. Do the thing. And hopefully get to an Ante with a voucher that we need. I also don't know if there are any more interesting natural negatives. Probably not. Because that's very rare. That you find something actually useful. So here I've had the mime as a natural negative and the DNA. Which is quite cool. The bull is also a natural negative. And I think I've slammed negative tags on a brainstorm. And the tiny man. And maybe something else. Did I play a flush 5? Because the flush 5 should still go through all of this. I think I played just the normal 5 with one of the backup tactical spades. Don't you play like cryptid and super insane stuff? Don't you have hands in the E numbers? So I have 30 hands in some kind of pyramid scheme with a burglar where we force feed a tiny man. That is a flush 5. More cards than he can handle. It's also the only card I can identify at this boss. That is still a flush 5. 4 cards. Okay, so now we can just play a flush 5 with more cards in hand. Let's see where we'll end up. 111 E's. Okay, this is a mess. Blueprint. Blueprint. I think I also had a natural negative blueprint. Blueprint. Brainstorm, you can be wherever. Archeo. Bootstraps we don't need here. Hack we need. DNA we need. Burglar we need. The rest is just madness. Oh yeah, we have the egg. 68 bucks. I mean, I could literally just search through the shop for natural negatives, or there is one in this Ante actually. It's not a good one, but we have one. And we could also still find... I don't want to use wheels because I have 2 blueprints that I'm hoping to land with ectoplasms. The problem is I also have a burglar, so we could land, but realistically we need him the whole way anyway. Guaranteed temperance, yes. It's also just, how is the egg becoming more valuable the longer we keep it? It should become more rotten and useless. Somehow it's just more money. It's a mad world. A disco idol, I guess that's a sign. But I'm still not gonna take it. I think we have enough ease. I have also seen many idols. Yeah. Some of the You always land. This is also, it's always tempting. The madness. A cool banana. A cool dagger. Where's the... Let's just go play a hand. More planets. So I did need like 500 planets last time, which maybe seems achievable given where we are. We don't care about the DNA for now, we just want the ghost hack. 122k, I don't think we want the half man here. I should stick something else here that I actually need to remember that I have. Maybe the egg, honestly. We have a good amount of cards now, and if we ever get the perfect disco card, I will have to just nuke the entire deck and build it back from scratch with the DNA. But it's like, the game can still handle calculations up to many more ease than what we have, so I don't really see why. Is it just because it's so many instances of stuff that it needs to go through, rather than the number itself? The planets are the problem. Do we nuke all the planets? It's also going to take so long to sell or use all of them. But it's never the blueprints. These guys are perfect. They could do nothing wrong. Almost as perfect as the tiny man. And whatever else nonsense we have in this stack. It's still not as bad as last time when we had like, what, 44? I guess we had more... That's the flush 5. So should not play. We have misfed the tiny man. I think I'm just gonna let that one slip though. And learn for the next time. Yeah, so more things is more bad. Not the way things are supposed to go. Yeah, we can make some cash. Not a lot, but... Those are not gonna pay for my... Look at this. Fantastic negative. As long as the... I guess the burglar is the servitor. As long as he didn't break his neck, because we need him still. He can serve more food. He can make one mistake. But that's it. This is not bad. The rest is kind of bad. We want to have just one blue. Fine. Yep. Are not the negatives we're looking for. Burglar. In here. Ghost hack. 5 of a kind is fine. We also have 300 planets. I actually have the option to abort the calculation as well if I get bored of it. Now that I've seen it enough time that I can borderline read it. But with these 4 of a kinds, like we're not even landing the ease. So how much is he actually growing for each round we play? We play 30 hands, 29, which are 30 cards, 4 cards even. More people, cool, welcome. We're doing stupid tiny man science. The game is struggling. But the blueprints are nice. They're just always the best Joker, there's no arguing with that. Since last stream is that I had one of them, you know, the good headache, when you have access to your brain cell and it gives you a new perspective. And I thought, maybe the best way to build a big tiny man is not actually to start with a tiny man, it's to start with something else entirely. So I started with a negative blueprint and an Ankh, I think, so I had 2. Then Perkio and a Showman, and I had lots of these dudes early. And the tiny man came in later, so we have like an insane setup now too. We have a brainstorm as well, so it's 7 retriggers on a hack, playing all these cards, feeding the dude. Yeah. I'm not fast at producing content, that's for sure. That's all in the entire deck as well, I didn't pay attention. But we have the blue card still, and we should have a few E's. I'm thinking of also just recording some normal runs, because those could be way faster videos. I could still do something stupid, like I played a normal run where I had the Fibonacci, whatever you call it. Here we have the vampire as well. The worst Joker in existence. But I tried to set up a Fibonacci flush, where you play 2, 3, 5, 8, ace, which is a garbage hand, but just because we can. So that's kind of the same idea, but a much, much faster thing to do. Do we want the Fool? I mean, we can pop a planet. Make a new planet. Actually, I don't want to have these. I only want negative planets. The burglar in. I mean, this is also going to be not a problem. That as well, yeah. Also, not every run has to be 1,000 years long. Could do some faster things and some... and something else. $138. But now it's like, when we've gotten this far, we might as well just slam it through. I mean, I'm guessing everything that does not have the option to re-trigger is worse, but there's always the pareidolia, however you pronounce that. Make the ace pretend it's a king, reactivate it, and we have yet another hand that can be deleted by the plant. $140. We could also, I mean, if this is going to take a long time, so we could also just come up with 500 ideas for other runs we could do meanwhile. And this is also quite easy to edit, because we don't need to see like basically 99% of this. We could just gamble on whatever the polychrome is in here. And I mean, I have the polychrome, but it does not have a seal. So it's not as cool, but we could still make more of them and maybe find a seal one day. That's actually more ease. We're not scaling as fast as the blinds, which is bad. That's also always the case for just invisible jokers and gambling on some other madness. $98, so it's... yeah, we probably need to dig for an idol, realistically. Hopefully one exists. Because I'm still only printing... how many? 8 planets per round. And I guess that's 8 more exponentials at the end, but is it as fast as the blinds? We could also just... on the last hand, we could reactivate the dude with 146,000 ships. It's not gonna be impressive, but it's something. So just by having a higher hand level, we'll actually do a lot. We have... I'm level 18, yeah. Normally I have the voucher where I can just... or a showman, I guess, so I can find them and then I just buy them in the shop and it will get like some decent level. But that's not happening this run. We get the blue card at least as more planets. We could DNA this up at some point as well, but then we're still printing more cards that I need to delete to make it manageable. One more E. I mean, we do need more E's, so I'm not gonna say no to one more E. But there is also the option for the idol, because we are reactivating the cards. We technically, if we have red seals, we play them 10 times. That's also going to help. It would help even more with the disco card. But maybe that's just a pipe dream. $118 and these I guess I can just use them to boost it a bit. Oh yeah, because we don't have... right. We don't have the perfect deck anymore. But what if we then run into... I mean, we have already seen the Heart Hater. Might not see them again. And one day I will get the reroll voucher. But it should not be that hard to find a sun and a pool. But it's also like, we don't need an idol now. But there is one in basically every Ante, so... So I'm just going to gamble on that I can... A new cool person join the server, nice. The problem with juggling a cola is also... And welcome, by the way. Then we need to sell something that I probably cannot get back. Wow. It's a big stack of people. We can also... Here we have actually exactly what we need for the idol later. Let's just bring that. Stick it in the pile of stuff that I will never find again. And do a thing. Do a burglar. We did hit 150 as well. Nice. You can always invent a new dozen. Isn't there like a normal and then a baker's dozen or something like that? We could have an internet version as well. So I can't actually clone this now because DNA is only on the first hand. Yes. That's not gonna help. I'm also just wondering if the game explodes before we make it to wherever we were gonna go. I'm also just accidentally playing fives because I'm half asleep, so that's that problem also. And I did not pay attention at all to if we had the spades, if we want to redo them. A spectral pack, though, this could be good. Could also be garbage. Yep. I mean, this is also always so tempting, just... Not that, but this. Blow them all up. I mean, I would like the tiny man to be the only survivor, but... That's a disco 9. Go in again and try to remember to play the right things. And so I guess I need to stack the ones what are not hearts, so we can use this to like prepare for the idol. Because his coming has been foretold. One day there will be an idol in one of these Antes. Because the tiny man is not enough on his own. Or is the idol just another sacrifice for the tiny man to reach his final form? I'm also wondering how high we can go. Is it like 200k, 250? Still a lot of Antes left. It's not gonna happen today. Where are the spades? Might not even find them now. Guess the other part to that problem. mean, the egg is also really slow scaling. $3 for every round. But I think I got the egg fairly early as well. So the fact that it has not grown more than that is just tragic. The bad egg. Other negative jokers just like the bad boy version. You know we have 3. But you'd have the fool up and then fish for like the special tactics you need to find the cards. $160. And we can still easily go through the deck at least, which is nice. And we're back to, I mean, it's not perfectly stacked, but it was 104 of the same suit. Do we want to just see a slow hand play out? Or maybe not. I can also just, like, it's not a radical thing to do, just keep the planets I print. Wow. The solution. But now we don't really have any bosses, that's a problem, I don't think. $110, so we need an idol realistically next Ante, maybe. Let's just gamble for that. We can also do this, like the fool can actually become more planets. Also, I don't know how the science behind that works. You take a dude, you make him an entire planet. Idol, it's too early. I also don't know what I'm spending my cash for, but... Play all the cards. Boost the boy. It's a pretty big boy, but he can be so much bigger. Like this is the problem now. I've gone this far. I kind of have to finish it. Could just stop at wherever we're at. But it's also with the I can never remember the name of the mod talisman. It's not Not that slow, like we can just speed through the Antes if I ignore the shop. But I think there are natural negatives in the shops. They are going to be garbage, but it's more fun finding them even if they are useless. Like else we wouldn't have the egg. And we could blend the egg with the twos for more protein. What if I did it from scratch? Because it really just comes down to maximizing the amount of hands you play over the entire game. So it's like balancing when you get the burglar in, for example. That's the what has been the slowest part for me. Like I got a burglar very late. And I could have had him earlier, but then I didn't have enough cards. But now we have roughly the amount of cards we can play. So I don't know how late, but I played like 5 hands only for a long time. Now we're playing 30. So having 30 hands earlier, or however many, would have been a lot better. But it's too much to go back and just optimize every hand. I've also accidentally played a flush 5 early and ended some hands, or rounds rather, too soon. And there's definitely more things that I don't even remember. 169. Oh yeah, we could still find an ectoplasm one of these days. Very unlikely. That would actually be a solid help. Make the dude a planet. I guess it's just smarter to keep the cash rather than blow it in a shop where I can find maybe one negative that will do nothing. I guess I would have also looked into if I can set it up differently so the game is not struggling so much. Because it would be more watchable without having that flash up every single hand. Well, we have this as well for all the discards we can do. As that and the delayed this one. Perfect jokers for the burglar, which allows exactly no discards. We're also only 150 planets off the 500. And we print 8 per round. There might be some kind of graphical setting as well for that, I don't know. Because it's not a very demanding game outside of the calculations. But it should be in less than 20 rounds we should have 500 planets. Is that fast enough to not explode? See, so now I just accidentally played a 5 again, so we could have played another 10 hands. But some speed is fine. Do I have the voucher for this? I still don't. What are the chances that I get a worse one? forgot to activate the bird. Like, these are the things that will slow down the tiny man. It is possible to roll back every time, but it's also... it's too much. We can definitely hit 200k, I think. I also haven't checked like how much he grows in one round, but it's quite a lot. Him and his half. A literal half brother. And the creepy legendary uncle. A bull, an egg, a boot. It would also have been interesting to see how long we could have done this with the hiker as well, because that would just boost the ships on the cards. The 28 might be when we need an idol as well if the scaling is not enough. Because it's getting close. Do I even have any glass cards left? Because that's also a problem. Have they all exploded? Okay, that's the thing we can fix with the DNA, but then we have more cards and we have more lag. Could just purge a few with the hangman as well, or an emulator, whatever we can find. Because if we're reactivating this many times, glass will make a huge difference. But I'm just accidentally playing the real hand. More discards is more good. So we have like a margin of about 10 E's. So we could still do one more like this, probably. And hopefully find... no. But then I need to fish for a glass dude. And hangmans. Perfect. It's a way to make a tiny amount of cash. So just use these first, actually. The gold cards are less valuable. We can use him for more glass cards. Or we could get another hangman and just get rid of some things. And then we can DNA up some more glass cards. Probably better. But then I cannot buy the hermit. Okay, so now we can just do glass. Make more cards. But then now I need all of these to not explode. this for the ones that don't have seals. Yeah, there's one gone. It's also going to be a struggle with cards now. We make a few more, most of them explode. Yep, most of them. There should be some kind of like glove you could get to reduce the chance of breaking the glass cards. Because 1 in 4, apparently very high. Or a reverse dice. I'm also wondering how many hands I will have played by the end of this, and that it could also be a lot higher. Again with the burglar and not having him in early enough. It's like another way to completionist the game. I'm going to play probably as many hands as someone with that achievement. Yeah, there's a lot of things you could add. But there's really a load of mods for this as well, right? I haven't looked into mods enough. And if there's an active mod community, they could just make whatever madness people would find fun. $189. I haven't looked at him and he's grown by like another 15k. This is also going to be a nice scale comparison for the earlier attempts I did. And I don't know what he got to, but less than 10k probably. Is that versus only, or can you like co-op? Because I mean, that's kind of what we do with... I have crowd control, which is pretty fun to play with as well. So just viewers can do things like turn my entire hand into rocks. Which is a very different way to play the game. Really the limiting factor here is also there's no ectoplasms, they don't exist. Because I guess it will be just a hard co-op however you do it, because... Or well, like I play the left part of the hand and you the right part of the hand. How would you do a co-op? Like, I have these cards and you have that side. It would be insane. So now we went in on roughly 190. So in the 30 hands we play, he will grow by some obscene number. Oh yeah, you could... One guy plays the hand and the other plays the shop at the same time. And if you spend more money in the shop than the other guy makes... It's very slow, yeah. We're discussing how you could do stupid co-op instead of caring about the game. But also this guy, He's up by 3k already in this round. Then I'm gonna try to pay attention to how much he actually grows for every round. I think I can probably grow him more in one round now than I could in an entire playthrough with like a normal seed. If it's slow, it needs to be interesting in some kind of way, but that's kind of what I'm trying to do with the videos anyway. Like, I take a very slow game and just speed it up. We really only need to see like the milestones and stupid stuff on the way, like whatever happened with that boss, where a debuffed hand still scored 97E. I'm also now trying to make some more glass cards for score, which is hard because you make like 8 with the DNA and then they all explode. So he's up by 8k in one round. And a bit more than that, even. What if we play a hand like this, just to see? It's an E check. A flush 5, 1 glass card, many steel cards. We still also have the option to reactivate the mime, which I should probably put somewhere where I know that he exists. I think you can replace the egg now. The mime is the new uncle, the guardian of the tiny man. 145 E's. And with the mime, that can be a couple of more E's. So we can probably... Yeah, I mean, seeded is just not the same. We need more packs for spectral things. I should also just buy a hangman, really, to get rid of some of the other cards. Disco Tarot Man. No more hangman, fine. So I'm making more cards, but the plan is to try to purge some of the non-glass cards, and then we can just juggle glass cards and we can sit at less cards. And then more whenever we want with the DNA, like it's a pretty... It has potential to be good and precise. Is he going to hit? I mean, I don't want to calculate him hitting exactly 200k. I'm just gonna play the hands. But we hit 200. I guess we can find a new fool, so just keep making the glass cards. Now it's actually lagging. But I made a deck with 463 cards, which I could definitely do bigger now that I know what I'm doing. But that was not lagging, which was maybe because I didn't have 400 planets as well. But I started at Ante 18 today. I've done 10 Antes in 2 hours. It's not a fast... I haven't been able to save 5 glass cards yet. They all break. But I'm trying to make more now, so we can see that soon. Because really all we have is the reactivates with the hack. So glass cards should be quite a big difference. And then ideally like 5 steel in hand as well. Which we could split between retriggers on the mime and the hack. I'm assuming is the smart way to do it. Now we have 4 glass cards. Might be possible to run a full glass hand. I wonder what happens if I press just to stop the calculation. Do I then have to just sit here forever? So many of them break. So this is flush 5 glass, 4 steel cards, but 1 does not have a red seal. And that is 171E. We have an actual extra slot. Nice. Only 1. It's actually not bad. But do we... The question I have now, do we actually need an idol? Or can we just live off glass cards? Like, that's a couple of more Antes we could do glass cards, for example, if I just keep printing them with... I'm going to bring a hangman and a fool into every hand and just remove some of the non-glass cards and keep making more glass cards, which will then break. So we can keep the deck slightly smaller, maybe. And I'm also probably only doing like 1 Ante or 2 more before I give up and go to bed. Because it is the slowest game in the universe. There is an idol. I don't think we need him. But I would like a glass card guy. I mean, I guess that will do. Make 1 more glass card. Yeah, you're probably right. Or you're definitely right, actually. We have also... Okay, DNA, do your thing. And then we destroy. These ones. I don't think I can even find the fool like it's... Because this is the kind of stuff like we don't need to do. It's just slow. And I will just remove whatever does not have a seal, I guess, or gold cards, because I'm not finding another ticket. I mean, he's buried in a sea of planets. That's a wild place to be. We can also just do this, like this is... It's another glass card. That could explode. There isn't even a showman in this... Well, there might be, like... I'm not super digging through like every aspect of the shop. But I'm using the analyzer to check 300 cards deep, and then I just search for a couple of things and then I stop, because you could do that forever. So if I'm looking within 300 cards, there is a showman in 30, but not in 29. So we have one whole Ante, which we should fill with something, probably. Which maybe should be a ticket then. Or a hiker, if we just want to get him in here for a short while before we throw him away. It is the combo after all. Tiny man and his hiker dad or friend or whatever. It's just weird that they are friends with the tiny man and the half man that I'm forgetting. And we also have not tried... I could split reactivates to the mime for score. Because we have steel cards and stuff and many reactivates. But he can definitely be a big boy. It's a shame that the card is not growing. Like I guess I could just slap one on the screen as well, have a slightly bigger small man. Yeah, there is something interesting in this Ante actually. I think I just saw. I don't know what it's going to be though. But that could be a good way to end it. Okay. We don't have any glass cards this time. Just still barely enough, so it's getting spicy. How about an ectoplasm? No, but we could nuke some cards. That's actually fine. I would nuke my only blue boy. Or did I buy a death card? We can try to make a second one. And watch me just make two and nuke him anyway. Oh, we actually kept one. Nice. The boss could also be a nice combo with this guy, not playing face cards. Could have a vampire in, ruin all the cards. Make a tiny amount of cash. Cool is what I want. A Disco King. Maybe we could run Spaceman, maybe upgrade the hand a bit. Unlikely, also. This could have also been pretty good in this run, the flash card. I think also I have never used Glass Man. I'm just gonna get a shad. We're approaching 400 planets as well. I can't even really see the number under the planets. Yeah, that's the next thing I've been experimenting, which is Canio and the Glass Man. But it becomes insane trying to juggle those guys. And glass face cards. And retriggers. So you can score. And a burglar for more hands. And a showman and all that stuff. Which is, unless you can find ways to land that with negative tags or natural negatives. Or like hand size increases, you can use a million ectoplasms. It's just not possible to fit everything in. So it might have to be one or the other. I'm also not sure on the specifics with the glass boy, but for Canio you can use immolates, for example, and it will still count. Because if we play just strictly glass cards and we have to break them manually, we also need dice. So that is one of the more crazy setups I can imagine. It would have to be like either use one of them or half the setup and just make the most out of it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now I just want to see the last bit in the shop here because it's a bit late for what we're going to find. And it might do nothing, but it's going to be interesting. Still can't really understand that I still have a hand size of 10. It's usually the first thing to go out the window for me. I don't think I have any boost either. Did I only play 4 cards? Perfect. The kind of mistakes you cannot make. The game is just instantly over. Let's just play with the steel cards as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, flush 5. On the hack. All the planets. That's better. So I don't know what the spectral cards replace in the packs. It has been replaced. Okay, so in my shop, this is a soul. And that could have been fun. But it's not what we actually have in the game. Just a blue seal instead of a legendary boy. I missed the ticket. Could have also been good. Okay, last round. We're back with the worst boss. Needle is actually nice. We can play less hands. I only have 25. breaking some cards. Not enough cards, really. But I think doing just Glass Man on his own is doable. But it's just with, like, most of these Joker challenges is just, you have to play many hands, so it becomes sort of the same setup in the end. Like, you need the blueprints, you need something for score, which is realistically going to be Perkio Observatory or Baron Kings. But then you would still need to get to 39. I guess you still need Perkio to clone cryptids to have enough kings in hand to score. So there's really... It could be more fun to just do challenges without legendaries, for example. Then we see how far can we push the Glass Boy if he's not carried by all the legendary madness and the best seed in the universe. And those are also much more manageable experiments. It's nice to get some ideas though. Always helpful. Can't have too many ideas. That's another like luxury problem I have. I have all the ideas, but never the energy to do them all. The deck is shrinking slowly. Yeah, Steel Boy is good also. I think I've had him to 97 at some point, which was probably the run with all the kings. I could also just revisit challenges like building a bigger deck. I could definitely do more than 460 cards now, but it would also just lag. Like, lag is the limiting factor. But I think doing similar challenges but without legendaries is just a good limitation, because then it would realistically end like Ante somewhere between 12 and 16 probably. Okay, we don't have 5 glass cards, but we have 4. Should we try the mime also? Because if we reactivate the mime, we technically feed him less. So no, we go all in on the tiny man while we can. Because we will have to abandon him at some point. Yeah, but Mime Baron, doesn't it need... Like, you need the hand size for more things, and without Cryptid, can you really push that far enough with just the Troubadour and that kind of stuff? It can go far, yes, but can it go all the way without the legendary? Just gonna leave a note here because I need to remember. We had Stencil once, but it was with crowd control, and it landed at, it was like a negative 14 multiplier. But that's the only time I've tried it. But I'm also wondering, it's kind of sad that, because with the Stencil, if you get negatives, you should technically have one more slot for more multiplier. That's not the way it works, but it would be nice. Could also be, because looking at my... No, never mind, it's correct. Just gonna leave a note because I need to remember to grab the showman next time. Yeah, that is still really late. It's also stuff we can try. But I'm gonna stop here for now at least, and we have... Oh yeah, but that's the one that resets every round, right? So you have to just spawn 12 million jacks, discard them all with an army of Andes. No space. Here's the gambling. You sell the shad for that guy, but... And still no sign of a... whatever they are called. Ectoplasm. So let's just stop here. I'll see when I have time to finish this. So I can still edit everything else while this runs. But still, it's cool to have some people around. Thanks for the ideas and for watching, hanging out. And I will see you next time.